What makes you think Vladimir Putin will alter course based on the action you've taken today?
Let's get something straight. You remember, if you covered me from the very beginning, I did not say that, in fact, the sanctions would deter him. Sanctions never deter. You keep talking about that. Sanctions never deter. The maintenance of sanctions, the increasing the pain.
You believe the actions today will have an impact on making Russia change course in Ukraine?
That's not what I said. You're playing a game with me. I know. The answer is no. We have to demonstrate. The reason I asked for the meeting, we have to stay fully, totally, thoroughly united.
Somebody
answer that. I'm not going to give you intelligence data, number one. Number two, we would respond. We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use. Many war zones.
And he's drawing upon all that experience.
I don't think you'll find any European leader who thinks that I am not up to the job.
Signaling what will happen if Putin uses chemical weapons.
It would trigger a response in kind.
The bulk of Biden's response to Russia remains financial punishment.
I did not say that, in fact, the sanctions would deter him.
The vice president did say that.
The purpose of the sanctions has always been and continues to be deterrence.
Apparently, that's not the case anymore.
Sanctions never deter. You keep talking about that. Sanctions never deter.
The president previously suggested sanctions would have a big impact by now.
They are profound sanctions. Let's have a conversation in another month or so to see if they're working.
That was exactly 1 month ago. Now a ripple effect will impact millions or billions of people.
We did talk about food shortages, and it's going to be real.
NATO leaders have accused China of helping Russia, and now the president is revealing the approach he's taking with China's President Xi in private.
I made no threats, but I made it clear to him that make sure he understood the consequences of him helping Russia.
Biden isn't sure if Xi got the message.
I'm hopeful that he does not get engaged.
At NATO, the president outlined a plan to relocate innocent evacuees.
We've also will welcome 100,000 Ukrainians to the United States with a focus on reuniting families.
Most refugees have escaped to Poland, where President Biden heads next.
I plan on attempting to see those folks, as well as I hope I'm going to be able to see, I guess I'm not supposed to say where I'm going, am I?
It's helping Russia. Former UN Ambassador Kay Bailey Hutchinson.
President Biden also got a question today about running for re-election, and he claims that his focus right now is just on the midterms, but said he would feel fortunate if he got to run against the same man again, without ever actually using Donald Trump's name. But all this means that the old adage, politics stops at the water's edge, not being applied here. Brett.
Claiming multiple victories today, pushing Russian troops away from Kyiv and destroying a Russian naval vessel. But while they tout these small victories, devastation and destruction continues in other parts of their country.
Victory at sea. Ukrainian forces destroying a large Russian landing ship in the occupied port city of Berdyansk, crucial for transport of troops, gear, and supplies. Missiles believed used. Other Russian ships hit as well. And around the capital of Kyiv, counteroffensive gains made by Ukraine against Russia in several key suburbs. Russian forces turning to digging in.
What we're seeing is the Russians take a core component used to make nuclear weapons, and a final nuclear deal may be just days or even hours away, according to the Iranians.
We believe that today we are closer to an agreement in Vienna than ever before.
The news comes as Putin's regime refuses to take the threat of nuclear weapons off the table if it faces a, quote, existential threat.
So if it is an existential threat for our country, then it can be used in accordance with our concept.
Under the terms of the 2015 JCPOA, Russia took Iran's enriched uranium so that Iran's stockpile stayed below the amount agreed to under the deal.
That is a key part of how